Okay, abusuya be makwa ba sonko so e de ba POG Media so. Yembonra eye yensem no Kennedy Japan ababonten air fight A.Markins through hot fire on A.Markins, all because of chaotic actor a course so during the Vietnam Kennedy Japan air catcher A.Markins on why say up na enough is enough. Abusuya Kennedy Japan sisi ano yobia NPP equal position on yobia or kasa bebre bet nyoma na course na any nyanya A.Markins Kennedy Japan air fight na say for MPs na ya suspended or more parliament so Kennedy Japan edit massive support ama Bagbin say Akuffo na suspension or the amount of waso yense mo menum yankona yankonkoti ensema e course na answer na ebekono or ensem kan bi afahye your comment section like share ma afofron so answer into me enkabi madam ase.
When we finished school 1997 we had to stay home for 2 years. So I came to hustle in Accra. Through the hustling and schooling, I found my way at Ghana Post. So I was working as a post boy. Rose through the ranks to principal post officer. I was given a scholarship to go and study at Kivas. When I went to Kivas, 99, got in 2001. Akuffo had come into office. In July, when we vacated, I didn't go back to school because there was a career counseling and they introduced us into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So I abandoned school. My colleagues know. I left Kivas at level 300. Okay? I didn't go back to school. I abandoned school to come and chase money. I bought my first Mercedes, my BMW. I still have those old cars packed.
Okay.
No, MFI, you must hear this. You brought it. Even if it is the last minute.
You.
No, you are not done.
But we've heard you.
No, you want to know. Please get the facts. And I started running my business. I had my wedding at age 23. My wife was 22. Is that okay? I started running Excel Courier, a multi-million-dollar investment. StanChart gave me $5 million facility. Barclays Bank gave me $10 million facility.
Now you're sounding like you may be bragging.
I'm not, because you need to know the
facts.
Yes,
I need to know.
I am saying that at a younger...
But how do you respond to criticism?
Do you want us to have a conversation?
At least, I don't want to go through
You said that some people said, how did I acquire? I wasn't in public service. Wait, you say some people are saying I was too young.
Of course, they've
and
asked,
I'm saying that,
questions.
Sure, I will answer.
But you've answered.
Though I was not in public service, I started business early. I've worked for Guinness. I have my trucks. We're doing work for Diamond Cement from Tablibo to Togo to Aflawo to Bupe. My tankers haul from Ivory Coast all the way to Jos Plateau.
We can't go through all the things
my business in Awaso
How do you then respond? At least let's go back to the
I am not one of those people who would come in and I'm not a tenant. I am a landlord. I'm not somebody who will buy property and put it in somebody's name. I won't do it.
Okay.
I will never do it. It is my bona fide.
Yes.
And I am proud of my work as a businessman. It's the reason why I didn't go into government. The reason why I told my regional minister when we won power 2017 that said, because of my business, I won't go. It's the reason why even in 2021, Kennedy Japan fought me. That we are saying Kwaji Interior Minister, I will say won't pay. We are saying Kwaji Health Minister, I will say won't pay. Me say because I'm running my private business.
Okay.
I want to run my business. I don't want to go into government. I would want to go into government when I'm in my late 50s or in my 60s. At that time,
and you're living that dream now. That's
I would have settled in.
Let's talk a bit more.
I just need you to
Mr.
understand.
Minority Leader, I've heard you.
No, let me conclude.
Okay.
I would hear you. Let me conclude. The gentleman brought a search report and created the impression that my lands in Winneba are state land. With the greatest respect,
we've checked on that.
You've checked, and what was your outcome?
What I'm saying, at least that land is not a state land. At least, I would give my producers that, so we put that.
I would end it.
But I would want to find out, back to the vetting or appointments committee. Do you get the sense that it's become a forum for settling personal scores and relitigating matters that could have been dealt with somewhere else?
MFA, again, I believe that if you've watched Honorable Bagbin of Nadole Kalio as he then was, and his vetting, you won't draw this conclusion. I believe that if you've watched Harun Idrisu, look, in 2017 and 2021, we spent hours where Muntaka would bring videos.
It's not really about the hours, but it does appear that it looks like personal scores have been settled.
Okay, so give me an example.
Using the appointments committee is the criticism. And it does appear that competence is not the key concern for the committee. And you have come under that criticism.
Give me an example of personal scores. Who do I have a score to settle with?
You don't have a personal score with anyone.
No, ask who.
Okay. So at least, let's talk about the three, at least Omani Bawumia has gone through. How about Ablakwa and Sam George?
We've not taken a decision.
Or there will be a secret.
We've not taken a decision yet. You know that.
How is it going?
You know that Speaker made certain statements on the floor, and we recuse ourselves. I'm sure from tomorrow, when we engage, we will know what to do. We've not taken a decision yet.
Okay, but does it look like they will go through a consensus or your side?
We've not taken a decision
yet.
When we take a decision, the public will know.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about the suspensions. I promised our listeners and our viewers that we have a number of questions that we'll go through, but our radio audience will leave us at this point, and the Walk with Jesus will take over. But we continue right here on the Joy News channel on seeing the concerns that your side have raised. What exactly is going to happen going forward? Well,
Mr. Speaker, we call him Father, oh Father. He is the father of the house. He's taking certain decisions. Our side is not happy with it. We believe that we should be able to engage him. Throughout this weekend, we've not had a successful engagement yet. I'm sure tomorrow, being Monday, we'll be able to sit with him and express all our concerns and find a solution. So, to that extent, I would say that let's wait and see.
Okay. But the walkout, for instance, that led to at least pave the way for all nominees.
We didn't walk out.
Okay. What happened?
We recused ourselves. Your reporter was there. And for some time, let's deal with the facts.
So you just recused
We recused as a result of Mr. Speaker's ruling.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker said the selection committee should meet immediately to reconstitute
the committee.
The appointment committee.
Yes.
So we said, we drew the chairman's attention because the chairman and I were both not there.
Yes.
It was my whip who came to report to me the happenings in the.
So where I was going with this is that, are you going to then challenge the legitimacy of the work the committee did after you recused yourself?
I've told you that we would engage Mr. Speaker tomorrow. All matters will come to the table for discussion.
Okay.
Don't let me rush to say this or that or that. First of all, we need to engage the man, and I want to give him that respect to engage. If things get to the point where we all expect, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay.
Whatever it is, there would be a way out. So you wait, let's engage Mr. Speaker, so that we bring clarity to all the issues. Okay.
We'll simmer a bit and go to the questions, but you're a Catholic. You went to church today? Did you go for Mass?
Today I wasn't at Mass.
I'm going there because we've heard, at least we've seen the statement from the Catholic Church, at least the Accra Diocese, Archdiocese. It was as a result of that question you posed as part of your vetting, the issue about Freemasonry. It came up. Some have wondered why religion and secret society, amongst others, came up during that. But I'm sure you tell us why. I asked that because they've said that a true Catholic cannot be a Freemason. So which one are you choosing? You still maintain you're a true Catholic and still be a Mason?
Okay, so I am under the Cape Coast Archdiocese.
Okay.
My Archbishop is Palmer. My Archbishop has not written a letter to me.
At least they've not issued a statement by the Accra Archdiocese.
Can I finish?
Okay. That's a statement.
Can I finish?
Finish.
I listened to you in silence. Archbishop Palmer has not written to me. I've not been denied an opportunity to take communion. Father celebrates Mass with me, either at home or in the office. I think that many people have misconception about Freemasonry. So hear me on this and quote me any day. 1, Freemasonry is not an occultic society. 2, Freemasonry is not a secret society. Freemasonry is not an antichrist organization. I am a Christian, and I will not join a society that is an antichrist society. Those things you watch on TV, they say occult, taking blood, doing those mumodious things, that's not Freemasonry. In fact, at the perfection stage of Masonry, you must profess Christ. I believe that when the opportunity comes for us to sit, my bishops will realize that there's no difference between Freemasonry and the Marshallans and that of the Knights of St. John's.
Really?
These are fraternal societies that talk about value systems, that talk about how we should live our lives. Okay? And I decided bring it. This is the Rose Choir. This is a book. This is Rose Choir. When you perfected, okay? Everything in this is about the New Testament. Everything in this book, I will leave it with you, is about Christ. And if you have time, I want to read something to you. I want to read something.
Briefly.
No, you need to know. If you don't have the time, let us leave it, because me, I don't want to read
please,
in between.
This is also my studio. This is
so
not
I
the
won't force you.
committee.
I won't
so
force
if
you.
I say briefly, we go
No, it
briefly.
can't be brief.
Please.
You are supposed to know. If you wouldn't have time, we can schedule another time.
This is not a Bible. I would wish to know a Bible.
So I will leave it to you.
Yes, leave it to
I don't
me.
want to read part and leave another. I want you to have a full understanding. If me, Kwame, sitting here, I know that Masonry is some occultic society. I won't even talk about it. Or it's some secret bee that I have. There are, in Freemasonry, we have Methodist priests who attend Masonry.
Okay.
We have a lot of Christians. No. Let me explain something. I'm sure that because of this issue of the Catholics and the Anglican, the history, you know how Anglican came out of the Catholic Church.
The Church of England.
I think that is basically historical. The rivalry is historical. But it's nothing very substantial, okay, that will say that, oh, there's something. I would, with the greatest respect, I believe that whoever is criticizing Masonry has not had the opportunity to know what Masonry about.
So in brief, you disagree that a true Catholic cannot be a Mason?
I am saying that in principle, there should be nothing wrong with a Catholic being a Mason.
If the Archdiocese of Cape Coast also issues a similar statement,
no, they won't issue a statement. I know Pamaboko. If he has, His Eminence would call me and engage me. In fact, I didn't want to comment on the statement that was in circulation. But if you look at it, was it really a statement? It was a letter that a Reverend Father has written to a bishop, and the bishop had responded, and it found its way in the media. That is why I'm very careful, because I try to pay attention to detail. If you are not careful, you go and say something and you'll be wrong. A letter was written seeking clarity, and the bishop responded to the letter. As to how the response found its way in the media is a different matter. But let me tell you that last week, today is Sunday, right?
Yes.
I think on Thursday, second deputy speaker is also a Catholic. He called me that, some of our bishops have asked for my number, and they want us to meet to have a discussion, which is very good. When we have the discussion and, we're able to come to a conclusion, I'm sure that the public will get to know. But for now, there is nothing that I would say stand in the way of Christianity because of Masonry. No, it is not.
Okay.
It is a noble society that teaches how to live life, how to even be a better Christian.
Okay, let's take some more questions. At least this is the time we start taking that's led us to where we are today, the suspensions, the suspicions, and the strife. That's what we are trying to unpack tonight here on The Probe. You're welcome to The Probe. Thank you so much for attending upon our invitation.
Thank you, MFR. My first time of being on your program. I pray we'll start well and end well.
We pray so too. And thankfully, this is not the appointments committee, so at least we'll try and have a good conversation. But before you came in, at least, just gone by, a number of inserts that we've been playing. And the very last one is of interest to a number of people. We'll talk about the chaotic scenes we saw on Thursday evening. But we saw you shouting there on top of your voice. Everybody has been seeing and talking about that particular action of yours that day in Parliament, openly attacking the clerk of the appointments committee. What exactly was going on? What led you to actually openly attack her in the manner that you did?
Well, Mifo, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform. I am a politician and you are a journalist. So obviously there are things that I may do, you may not understand. But once you've given me the opportunity, I may explain some few matters to you. I think in Parliament, we are assisted by our clerks, and the clerks are supposed to be non-partisan, and they are supposed to be very neutral. And the practice has been that in all situations, they ensure that both parties, the majority, minority, are well informed. I was once upon a time a majority leader. This same clerk to the appointment committee will insist that until the minority sees a report, she would never ever sign. I ran through a lot of difficulties. There were times I would call her into my office, plead with her that, look, the minority was being unreasonable and government business was delaying. She would say no. If you want to put pressure on her, she will go to the clerk to Parliament. And there were a few times that Mr. Sirinsia, who has just retired, will come to me and say, leader, the minority leader, you should engage him. And I knew the difficulty of Addo at the time, because Addo would tell me that their party had taken a decision to oppose us. And they would not cooperate. In view of that, he would even get the draft report and Addo would just not respond to it. This is the same clerk who, when we even needed to advertise for nominees to come for vetting, she would insist that the minority would have to give a go-ahead. You recall that when the judges appeared before us, they came twice. The first time, it was aborted. The second time, they were able to go through the vetting, and their report was never released. Eventually, we left power. 8 Parliament could not pass these judges. Today, we are in opposition. The same clerk. Look, all the reports that we've been, moving on the floor, I don't get to see
this recent vetting.
Yes.
You're saying that all the ministers that you've been able to vet and approve.
Let me say it in clear language, not that I'm mixing up and then, you have to repeat my words. I'm saying that all the reports that we've been moving, I see them on the House floor. I keep my calm. Look, I'm a very patient man. Sometimes people don't to know me. But with time, those who know me know who I am. I hardly get upset. I would keep my calm until I realize that the person is taking me for granted. When it gets to that point, I'm sorry.
Or was that the right forum for the
No, don't worry. Let me get. You've given me the chance to explain something to you. I kept complaining to her. Even the chairman of the committee was complaining that, clerk, I thought you've given it to minority leader. He said, I sent one of my boys. And I said, which boy? And these same people she claims she's been sending will say, they've not seen me. And it's not as if I am not in Parliament. All right? There was one particular matter Honorable Akuffo, because of what he did to President Akuffo, the party took a position that we should take a secret ballot on him. So along the way, he decided to smoke the peace pipe with us. And I told him, look, let's have an understanding of your apology. So a text was agreed upon. And the majority leader, and let me again continuously commend Mahama Yerega for his industry in leading real parliamentary diplomacy. All right? Yerega engaged me. We agreed on a text. And the text was relayed to the clerk to be inserted in the report. After finishing the thing, I'm supposed to see. Because I was under pressure from my party at the highest level of the party. All right? Mm-hmm. I didn't see it. I was in my office attending to.
Okay, Abusua Wene and Sama Ekoso, our political highway. So, after your markings, credit goes to a joinings or no, and a tuja, Ninsama or the tuja, and no Kennedy a Japan air fight. Any is a crab. But I must say, Sir Oje Peneko Putisa, Oduno, and the my aha, POG Media. So, but I must say.